Hello friend, welcome back. In our previous video, we successfully created one of the project and also we ran our project. So that is our one of the fresh project. So right now, before go or more deep, I want to actually discuss about the file structure. That means the Django file structure. So it's pretty much important one of the things. So when you actually create our project into the Django folder area, it's now created one of the project folder name as a portfolio. So into the portfolio folder here, automatically it's created one of the folder as a portfolio, and here they have some of the file, right? And also that is one of the manage file and the DB SQLite. And DB SQLite, as I told you, so right now you can see it's totally blank. So right now actually we don't need this. I just simply remove default everything. I just simply remove it. So that is our DB SQLite. DB SQLite means that is one of the building database of the Django. Okay, so you can also use that MySQL. So literally I will also show you how can working with this MySQL database. So right now just take this part. So that is one of the building one of the database for the Django. That is our DB SQLite. Okay, so that is one of the building database for the Django. And also that is our manage.py, and manage.py is one of the file when you run any command with this manage.py, it's actually executed. Okay, so that is actually our manage.py. Like here we run our server. When we run our server, we write down as a Python, and with this manage.py we run our this command, right? So with this manage.py actually execute this command. And here first of all, that is our portfolio. Into the portfolio folder is created another portfolio folder, right? So into this portfolio folder is automatically created another portfolio, and that is our PyCharm. So in the PyCharm, that is a by default one. So here we don't need to work anything. It's totally default one of the pie chart. So here that is actually the one of the pie chart, and that is our init.py. It means that initialize file. That means when you use any kinds of package, every package actually is initialized in particular that area. So that is our init.py. So that will be for the initialize all that files. So that is a default one. So we don't need to do anything. It's now, you can see it's not totally blank. And then that is our ASGI. Okay, that means the ASCII. So this ASCII file is used for serve the project, and WSGI, that is also the same. So with this WSGI capable, all that web server it's actually served. So that is used for two of this. And then the settings, and into the settings area is very much important one of the things. So that is into the settings area. Here you can see that is one of the secret key. So when you actually use that Laravel, into the Laravel also they have some of the secret key, right? So they have also provided one of the secret keys. So that is one of the by default secret key. Okay, so also that is a base directory. That means that is actually our base directory where exactly it should be run. And also if you want to learn more about that setting, they have also some of the link. You can actually go through it. You can go particular this link area, and you can learn from more about that setting.py. So friend, here most important part is that setting and the URLs. Okay, and here you can see that is our input OS. So what is exactly that OS? I will discuss about that things with you later. And that is our main directory, that is our secret key, and there is a debug is by default as a true. It means when you actually put any kinds of wrong in your code, it will be show some of the error message. So that is the if you make the things as a false, then it should be not display any error what exactly you actually put some of the wrong in your code. So by default that is actually true. That means if you put any wrong command, it should be displayed that error in your page area. Okay, where exactly you just put your wrong code, so it should be displayed that things. So with this debug by default that is actually the true. And then the allow host, and that is the install app. So it is pretty much important one of the things. So in Django, like in our next video, I will discuss about that things with you, how Django actually work. So into the Django area, if you want to create some of the applications, like if you want to create some of the block side, into the block side area, they have some of the multiple module. Like they have some of the author module, some of the post module, some of the comments module. So they have different type of applications. So together multiple application, one project actually develop, right? So in Django, you have, if you want to create some of the project, you can actually distinguish with different type of application. Like here you can create different type of app, one app for the comments, one app for the author, author post, and one app for the blog post. Okay, so don't worry friend, just take all that basic idea, don't worry, everything will be more clear to you and everything I will show you with the live example. So in Django it's actually combine different type of apps. Okay, so when you actually create any kinds of app, first of all you have to actually add that app in particular that area, that means the installed app area. So laterally I will also show you how you can do that work. And then there is actually the middleware. So if you create some, that is all the default middleware, and the middleware is for that actually privilegization, like here where exactly you want to privilege your user, right? So they have some of the by default middleware. So when you will create any middleware, you have to add this middleware list in particular that area. And then that is our template. So when you actually create any kinds of templates, you have to add your templates directory in particular that area. So step by step I will show you that things with you, the live example. And then that is our database. So as I told you, in Django they have by default one of the database as a SQLite, and here you can see that is actually showing as a backend as a SQLite tree. So that is our SQLite name. So when I also discuss about that things with you. If you want to use that MySQL, then you have to actually update this portion. So they have also one of the links. So with this link you can actually get, if you want to change that default one. So that means if you don't want to use that SQLite, if you want to change it to the SQL, how can change it, I will show you that things later. And also we have to actually update this database area. So that is our by default for the SQLite. So that is our database related everything. And then that is our auth password validation, that means all that authentication password, that is our default all that authentication password validator. And then you can see that is actually the language. So if you want to change that language, you can change it from here. That is a time zone. So that is all the time zone area. Okay, so if you want to change that time zone, you can change it from to this position. And then that is our static URL. Static URL is for when you want to use some of the CSS, JavaScript and the images link. Then we have to actually update this status, that means the static URL from here. So friend, don't worry, every part will work step by step, everything will be more clear to you. Just take some of the ideas. So that is actually our setting, and that have another file as a URL. And into the URL file area, here you can see they have some of the comments, so you can actually learn more about it from to this area rather than I show you. Like right now there is one of the URL, that is our from Django, that is a contrib input the admin. Okay, that is one of the method as a admin, it's automatically input it. And also there is our another path class as this one as a path. So URL means what? URL means actually your path, right? That means where exactly your path. Like if you go to the by default one of the path, so that is our admin path. Right now our project, so that is our project, and after that project if you write down as a admin, I show you. So that is one of the building, one of the path is automatically ready-made for access our backend. That is our backend, that means the Django back already provided one of the default backend server. Like if you added as a /admin, click as a enter. Now you can see it's now redirected to one of the by default Django admin panel. So that is our Django administration. Okay, so laterally I will also show you how can create some of the authentication from here, and from here we can actually manage everything. So here you have to create one of the username and the password. So right now I didn't create any super user, so laterally I will also show you how can create some of the super user. So that is actually our path. So everything URL related, everything we have to actually add on here. If you want to create some of the URL for your about us page, like here you have to do, first of all you have to add this URL in particular that area as a about and the contact, right? Then when you want to access that contact, then if you click as a about, then automatically it should be redirected to one of the URL area, that's the about, right? Right now if you click as a enter, right now you can see it's now showing this page is not found, because of all I didn't create any page, and also I didn't create any path, right? So that is actually our URL. So laterally I will also show you how you can create some of the URL, and also how you can load some of the template. So that is actually the basic things, that is actually all that basic file. When you install any kinds of project, by default you will get this type of one of the file. Okay, so now we have to actually work on it. Then when we will work, and then everything will be more clear to you. So friend, right now I just take you don't have any idea about the Django, you don't know anything about the Django, so just follow my step by step process. After end of this course, everything will be very clear to you. So next video I want to discuss about one of the most important part, how Django work. Make that sure you understand it very clearly. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.